Peggy 18.
Hey, what's up guys? We are live with a new interactive live stream. I'm your host, Alex Blonsky, and I'm joined today by our special guest, BlondBassist. Say hi.
Hello, chaps.
Hey. So, for people that don't know you,
which is a lot.
We've been following your channel for a while, and you've been doing breakdowns of a lot of our footage. So I thought that today, since we just debuted a little bit of a new featurette, that we might go through that featurette in kind of the same style that you do on your channel. But yeah, the footage you guys just saw after the original trailer was our new featurette, kind of debuting some of the new features inside of, or at least 3 major ones that I could tell from the short featurette that we just showed off: breaching doors, vaulting, and you also saw the A10, which is one of the fire support options. So so yeah. First off, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into to gaming and into the YouTube space, especially?
All right, yeah. So about a year ago, I uploaded a video that was not Insurgency Sandstorm related. It was about a different game. I didn't really think much of it, and it ended up getting thousands of views very quickly. So I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. So then I made another video. Same sort of thing happened. It was with a different game. So after 2 videos, it's like, well, maybe it's not total luck. So I carried on uploading videos, and they've been getting an amount of views which I have no right getting, is the way I'd describe it. And yeah, it's just been incredible and having fun doing it, which is the main thing. And I've been doing it ever since. I upload videos of anything that interests me, but obviously recently Insurgency Sandstorm has been of keen interest to myself, so I started making trailer analysis videos, right?
Right.
And then you noticed those after the first one. You retweeted it, thank you very much, or the Twitter account does or did.
Yeah, it's me.
I assume that's yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's cool to get a face to a, you know, who runs it. So, and yeah, I've watched it once. You know, that first trailer, but analysis, and if I was to upload that today, I wouldn't upload it. But you know, in a way, it's a good sign that you're improving, right? So
yeah,
I've been making videos on it ever since, and recently I actually got into the alpha, and I knew that before I got into the alpha, it's like, oh god, I can't make these videos the same way anymore. So
yeah,
I've changed my style, and basically I just talk about what's in the trailer, and I don't speculate on it.
Yeah,
because I know how a lot of this stuff works, right?
You basically have to do the same thing that I have to do on a weekly basis, which is talk about the stuff that we've revealed already. So yeah, like we had to reveal some new footage today, and I kind of want to play that again for people just in case anybody's joining now that missed it. So I'm gonna show that while we're talking here. But yeah, you see breach mechanics, vaulting.
I need cover to load.
Yeah, I just watched this a couple of times about 10 minutes ago, so I'm still absorbing it.
Yeah, it's cool. Like it's especially something that I've wanted for a while, just because it's so iconic and was in like our original single player trailer. We've said before that now the single player is at least for the launch is canceled. We might revisit it at a later time, but yeah, just showing off some of the, especially the air support mechanics and that sort of thing, and yeah, some of the movement mechanics as well. How long have you actually been playing Insurgency or any of our games?
Oh, like most people, probably more than I should, neglecting other things. I've been playing it since it came out in 2014. Yeah, I've got over 100 hours in Insurgency, which is a lot for me. I know for most people it's probably not, crazy amount, but that's a lot for me. Came out 2014. Got Day of Infamy a little while after it came out, because I didn't actually hear about it until it was out for a while, which is good because it was already finished and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, been playing it since 2014, basically.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention too is I have the video playing in the background now, and I will link it in Twitch chat, and obviously you can check it out. I'll link it into the YouTube video below if you're watching on YouTube right now. But you also did like a breakdown video for the interview that we had from the Focus Home event from the I guess that was a few weeks ago, but the footage actually came out this week. And,
that's right.
And yeah, interview with Mikey talking about some of the like features inside of Sandstorm, and like the differences between Sandstorm and regular Insurgency and that sort of thing. So it's a very interesting watch. The other thing too that people haven't looked at inside of that video is there's actually a lot of gameplay footage as well that was kind of like B-roll from our teaser trailer. Yeah, people asking for gameplay for a while, and there's a lot of like new at least some gameplay footage inside of that interview as well. I think we're hoping on releasing some of that eventually as B-roll, but yeah, a lot of new footage in that, and I definitely encourage you to go check out BlondBassist's breakdown for that video as well. Is there anything out of that interview that stood out for you, if you remember?
Oh, well, there's a few things. Trying to think back to the things I covered in the video. But, I mean, basically, probably one of the biggest things is the gameplay for most people. Because there's, to get, I don't know how long, it was probably about a minute and a half or so of B-roll footage, solid footage, just gameplay back to back, which I think people have been interested to see. And, yeah, if you want to go check that out, the best place to view that is on the Game Reactor channel. I didn't want to upload their full interview because, you know, I'd be basically stealing their thunder. I just took the highlights out of it, condensed that down into 4 minutes. But really, if you want the full flavored interview, it's on their website. I'm sure we could throw the link to that somewhere, but on my YouTube video itself, it's on the description, so you can find it that way as well.
Yeah,
but,
I'm just going to link that for chat right now.
Yeah, no worries. I covered the stuff that I found most interesting, so there is probably going to be some details in the full interview which I didn't cover in the main video, which you may find interesting. So I picked the best bits, or what I thought was the best bits. So yeah, full one's the place to check out if you want the full flavor. But if you just want to skimp over highlights, condensed version.
Yeah, it's actually funny if you look at the footage that I have up right now. There's like even a bug that we're kind of showing where a guy is literally, it was at the point the footage was taken where one of the bots or one of the players was running across the water, like, I don't know, like Jesus or something. It was pretty hilarious. You can still see that kind of stuff because obviously we take these in alpha state.
It was Mikey playing, that's why.
Yeah. Like he's walking like Jesus across the water, but yeah, it's pretty funny to go back and see old footage, and we have to our publisher actually has to cobble this together from lots of different playtests and try to get the right footage to show off like the right features and that sort of thing. So it's a constant juggling act of us having the features ready for them to be able to play test it and create the footage and create like these videos. So yeah, when you see something like the like this new footage with the A10, it's actually been worked on for a long time now, even if it is a short bit of gameplay, because we have to cobble it together to make it look pretty good. But yeah, I think that
if you want to rerun the trailer, just have a quick look through it.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a couple of things. So obviously, right at the start, when they kick the door or punch the door down, I should say, we've seen in previous trailers that C4 is in the game.
Yeah.
I think it was revealed in the teaser trailer. So, you know, use your imagination with door breaching. And
yeah, it's interesting right now. I know inside the alpha, because like the doors are actually a very strategic point of like contact between the two sides, where if you're guarding a specific area and there's doors there, you kind of want to close the door, and that gives you kind of a heads up because you can hear the door being opened, or obviously can hear the door getting breached.
Right. Exactly. So if somebody's crouch sneaking around, which is totally silent, if you close the door, they're going to have to open that door to get on the point. So it's like you say, it's like a nice little sound trap that you can set up.
Yeah. And I think it's also funny too, because I've seen a lot where if you're not careful and you're not communicating with each other, you will hear your teammates enter through the door and assume that an enemy is coming through. So like checking your map constantly and knowing where your teammates are, and yeah, making sure you cover those doorways is a good way to cover a specific point. But we'll have to see how breaching mechanics kind of affect the overall competitive play and that sort of thing as well. I think the next thing that was major I saw is after a bit of gunfire, there is vaulting. So I'm going to go back and just do that clip quick again. But yeah, there's a lot of surfaces where you can actually vault over now. Either to quickly get over an area, or sometimes to vault off a high place to your own death, as I've experienced maybe once or twice.
We've all done it.
Yeah, but we've seen vaulting mechanics in a lot of other games, and I think it's kind of cool to get it inside of our game as well. I think chat was saying that yeah, PUBG and Fortnite have some vaulting in there as well. So it's become a popular gameplay style, but trying to smooth the transition so people aren't just bunny hopping to get over specific areas, that they're trying to climb over realistically, at least.
Yeah, and yeah, if I could later on, I'll take the trailer and slow it down a bit, because I'd like to see if there's any new weapons that are being held in the hands of your teammates and enemies and stuff. That's some things you could maybe check out. I'm not sure yet. If chat wants to get involved and slow the footage down, they can.
Yeah. Let's see. And then yeah, a couple more firefight gameplay. I think you actually hear some older audio, I believe. We're still getting our like actual VO ready to put inside of the game right now. So you hear like an old voice line. We ported some of the old voice lines for some of the mechanics in game right now. And then of course the A10 part. So part of the what's cool about Sandstorm is that you can call in fire support a lot like Dave Infamy. Excuse me. But yeah, usually that happens between a couple different classes working together to call in fire support on specific areas. And I know you've played a bit of fire support, but and a lot of Day of Infamy. How do you think that's going to change like some of these gameplay modes inside of Sandstorm?
Oh, well, it can certainly... You call in one good fire support and you can turn the tide in an entire round. So, you know, in previous games in Insurgency, if it's looking like it's a guaranteed win, and that happens a lot of the time, fire support, if you fall asleep and you just let the enemy team get together, regroup and organize, they call in that right fire support at the right time, it can just swing the whole thing. So, yeah, basically you're on edge all the time, which I quite like.
Yeah, I think like I've said it a lot when I've done I've done mainly Day of Infamy streams since I started the company. But I think the thing that always sticks with me every single time I play it is you hear these airstrikes come from a mile away, and it scares the hell out of you every single time. I don't get scared by anything in games, but as soon as you hear the strike, you are running for cover, and the bombs dropping are usually, or if it's like a strafing run, is usually so loud near you that it really does scare you and kind of put you in that that bombastic war mode more than just the traditional like gunplay and firefight play and that sort of thing.
Definitely, it's even after 200 hours, you still got to respect the Stuka.
Yeah, exactly. And
that thing penetrates concrete.
And you get the traditional the A10 brr noise as well. Mikey especially had the idea of titling the trailer just brr, just because it's such an iconic noise. And
yeah,
it was a comment that was left, I would say, a billion times on our original single player trailer and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm glad we got to show off some of that. But
I like the art at the end, by the way, where it's animated.
Yeah, that is so.
It's really cool.
Our team at Focus, they actually took the original artwork that we got somebody to do, and they animated after the fact. It looks really cool, and we're gonna end up using it for a lot of our trailers and that sort of stuff in the future. But
yeah, it's really nice.
But yeah, you can see like the female fighter, and I know that we haven't shown that. I don't think we've shown that in game or anything besides the artwork. But yeah, hopefully we get to see that model in game pretty soon as well. It'll be interesting, all the different models and that sort of thing, and if that affects gameplay and how people recognize each other, because people are kind of looking at people almost looking pretty much the same a lot of the time in the alpha right now. So getting different models would be really interesting as well.
Definitely.
I'd encourage chat right now to ask some questions. We're going to go on and play some games in a bit here, but if you do have any questions about Sandstorm, about the trailer specifically, we can take those as well. BlondBassist has been in the alpha for a while, and while we can't like reveal anything new, we can talk a little bit about what we've shown so far and that sort of thing. Let's see in the chat. Mikey has the kind of voice to do a voiceover of an A10. Yeah, Mikey, I don't have a list of all the the voice work Mikey is supposed to do in the new game, but we are right now actually talking to a lot of voice actors, and gonna be doing some voices soon, so pretty excited about that. It's cool to have a bunch of different voices inside the game. I know on Day of Infamy we did a bunch of work with people voice actors from all across the world doing some cool accents. We had the cool Scottish accent, the hilarious over-the-top Canadian accent, which is not that far off from Kai, who did that accent's real voice. It's funny, especially to get the individual person's humor in there too. You usually get Mikey's humor inside of the old Insurgency stuff, and who knows, you can see some maybe some old Insurgency memes and that stuff kind of pop up for those actors as well. Let's see.
You never know.
I got a few questions in chat. Will A10 rounds penetrate walls like in real life? I haven't actually tested that yet. I have to ask our developers about that. But there are in a lot of our other games there are specific guns and that sort of thing that do penetrate walls. I know, like Day of Infamy, machine guns will penetrate walls on a lot of maps. Will weapons drop more realistically? I saw the guy in the trailer just spawn a weapon at his death position. So as far as I know, inside of testing right now, we have been dropping weapons at people's positions, but they're working on ways to try to make that like physics based. And that sort of thing, and then to stop it being physics based at a certain point in order to not consume as many resources. So be doing that as well. Let's see. Are the maps going to be large like in Squad? Well, here's a question for you. How large do you think the maps are inside of Sandstorm right now, BlondBassist? Are they bigger than Insurgency and Day of Infamy?
Yeah. There's definitely more room to move around. Personally, I feel like they're in a good place right now already. And we'll put it this way, I went back and played Insurgency about a week ago, and I'm like, this is kind of restrictive, but maybe not in a good way. Right. So yeah, it felt liberating, but you know, I feel like some of the more open maps in Insurgency were the weakest because you can get shot from anywhere.
Right.
But the way they've been designed, obviously cleverly, in Sandstorm right now, it feels you don't encounter those problems of having open maps, right? So it's the best of both worlds, it feels like to me at the moment. I'm not just saying that because I'm on stream, but it just really does feel like that.
Yeah, and I think that the important part too is like vehicles have been added to Sandstorm, so it is there needs to be a way to transport people to the front, especially with like the transport type vehicles. Mikey says in that interview that you broke down that most of our vehicles are made for transport, and it's helpful so that you're not just running around all the time. And also they provide some other like combat mechanics and that sort of thing where you can well, you can mount a machine gun on a back of a truck and that sort of thing, and you see some of that footage inside of that interview as well. But yeah, having like bigger maps allows you to have vehicles, but I would say it's not like a lot of wide open space. There's a lot of like obviously streets where vehicles can drive down, at least in the maps that I've played so far.
Yeah, it doesn't right now feel like both playstyles, vehicles and foot, are too big or too little. Yeah. So yeah, it's balance.
And we've said before that game modes will adjust the space in which you have that map. So like if you're playing like a 16-on-16 game, that's going to be a big space. But a competitive 5v5 game, going to try to like enclose that space in a bit more, just so that we don't have people just like sitting around the map and be running for most of the round timer and that sort of thing. Let's see. Was the trailer recorded on maximum settings? I would assume so. But obviously we're going to be doing a bunch of art passes in the future. There's lots that's changed in terms of visuals so far for Sandstorm in general. If you look back at older clips and older trailers, and we're still not at the point where we've refined everything down and done all of our art or lighting passes and that sort of thing. So that stuff will continue to improve in the future. Let's see. Just looking through for some more questions. Here's a question. Will Sandstorm be free of charge if I own the game already? Actually, a surprisingly common question we get. But Sandstorm is not a free upgrade. It's a game that we were working on for a long time, and there's a lot of, like, as BlondBassist could attest, there's a lot of new features we put in the game. A brand new engine, a lot of new modes, doing matchmaking. The game feels the same, in terms of gameplay, but there's been a lot that's been added as well. So yeah, we're probably gonna end up charging for the game, man.
So mean.
Yeah.
I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah. Another common question we get, I see in the chat, is there's a lot of motion blur, and we'll be able to turn that off on release, right? Yeah, motion blur is actually something that is be able to turn off. I believe currently inside of the alpha right now, there's 3 different settings. There's like a full setting, there's like a lower setting, and there's also a like an off setting. So it is an adjustable option right now inside of the alpha. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like blur or like playing with blur. We like the cinematic style for our trailer at least, but yeah, you should be able to turn it off, especially if you're like a competitive player and that sort of thing. Let's see. Any more questions? How many maps at launch? I don't think we've finalized the entire number of maps. We've been testing. We've been adding new maps to the test that we've been doing over time inside the alpha, but we don't have like a final number because we haven't finished developing all our maps and see if we have to cut one or we have to add one and that sort of thing. So we don't have a final count on that, so expect some updates on that. And I think we've discussed all the modes that are in the game so far. I think the best place to look through for any kind of mode description is Mikey did like an update when we were talking about the single player and removing that at least from launch, and all the modes that would be in the final game. There's a bunch, including like some new competitive mode and that sort of thing that's official instead of it being a mod that got kind of added after the fact, or like a gameplay type that got modified after the fact for competitive play. So check that out. Modding support in Sandstorm, of course. Not sure exactly what that's going to look like at launch. We're hoping to get at least custom maps and that sort of thing. I know that Link, who you may have seen me casting some competitive play with Link. He was doing a stream last night that was actually developing at least adaptations of old Insurgency maps into Sandstorm. So if you want to start fiddling around with the Unreal editor, if you're a mapper or map designer, I would suggest trying out the Unreal Engine and seeing how it goes. Let's see. Will we be getting returning maps from Insurgency? So here's a question for you, BlondBassist. I know that like so far, and we've said that we aren't doing old maps from Insurgency directly, but there are a few specific areas inside of the new maps that will kind of remind you of old maps from Insurgency, or at least places, specific places from older maps. Can you confirm that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's happened a couple of times where it's like, wow, this is a familiar area. Oh, hold on, and then the penny drops. It's not like a cheesy, oh, they've done this to be lazy. It's more of a, oh, this is actually really cool kind of moment. So yeah, instead of doing a one-for-one port, which may come across, I mean, it depends how you do it, but it might come across as a little like, oh, okay. It might be good because it could be a fan favorite, but yeah, when you do little bits of maps but are very similar, it does have a bit of a cool factor to it.
Yeah, to me, it's like for every one of our maps, there's like one specific area that I will recognize from an older map, and it's kind of cool to see that inside of the new game and that sort of thing. But yeah, like people are working on on maps and that sort of thing. And I definitely encourage you, if you want to do mapping, definitely get into the Unreal Engine right now and start fiddling around for when when we go to launch and that sort of thing. And obviously we'll be supporting the mapping and modding community in the future as well.
Yeah, that could be a great place to start if you're just getting into map making, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're getting used to the tools, you've already got a shape laid out.
Yeah. Let's see other questions. Sorry, they're coming fast and furious. Will there be a leveling system similar to Day of Infamy? As in, if you have all the weapons, you can't earn different emblems of faction type. So, I don't think we've gotten into any of that yet, but one thing that we have talked about before is inside of Sandstorm, inside of competitive play, we will definitely be having ranking for that. It's interesting to see what they're implementing right now. There's nothing I can show you currently, but it's kind of cool that you'll be able to have like an actual rank when you do competitive matchmaking and that sort of thing, and have a badge that is associated with that. I know other games that I play, getting that kind of recognition on how high up you are on like the imaginary ladder is kind of rewarding when it comes to at least having motivation to keep on playing the game competitively and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think we've gone through a bunch of questions, but I think we wanted to dip into some Insurgency gameplay as well. So I'm just going to switch over to Insurgency now, if you want to load that up as well, BlondBassist.
Yep, I'm on the menu.
All right. I will try to answer some more questions as we go as well. All right. Okay. Let me find a server. Actually, do you want to find a server? I can just join in after the fact if you want.
I can do, yeah.
Something that's closer to you.
You're on the west coast, or
I'm actually on the east coast.
East coast, okay.
Yeah, near Toronto in Canada.
For some reason, I thought you were in LA. I've just sent you an invite to the party, so it should join you. There you go.
All good. I actually haven't played Insurgency in a while on stream, so this will be fun.
I was going to ask, do you personally play in the alphas often?
Yeah, I do every once in a while when I'm not busy. Why? What's up?
I was just going to ask. It's an interesting, transition going from Sandstorm to Source. Like, how things work.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's already been talked about, the speed reloading mechanic. It's I do miss it when I play Source. I keep trying to speed reload in Source and it doesn't let me.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that that doesn't translate to Sandstorm. It is pretty funny. Like some of the things I'm used to, especially from Day of Infamy, and then going back and playing Insurgency even was kind of weird for the air support mechanics and that sort of thing as well.
Just trying to find a game of Firefight or something like that.
Yeah, no worries. I just check out chat and see how they're doing. Oh, here's a question for you. Is BlondBassist actually blonde, and does he play the bass guitar?
I am blonde in more ways than one, and I do play the bass guitar. If that answers your question.
Oh, we got Johnny in chat saying, who is our marketing guy. I keep trying to vault over objects in the original source. Yeah, it's weird. Like there's a bunch of mechanics that if you play one game and then you get like a little bit of an upgrade of the next game in terms of especially movement and that sort of thing, it's hard not to get used to. I know like there's a lot of games that after playing PUBG or that sort of thing for a long time that I'm not used to like certain mechanics not being in there, and you hit the hotkey for it and you're just kind of left out in the cold thinking, why isn't this working? Oh yeah, it's the wrong game.
Yeah. It's like one of the big things for me, you know, when you interrupt a reload animation, you switch back to the weapon, and then you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
That's something you won't have to do in Sandstorm.
Glad to know BlondBassist's name is accurate, says chat. Okay.
This will be interesting.
Yeah. So, I guess, what team do we want to go on here?
I am on Insurgent.
Okay. Let's see if I can switch over. Nope. Alright, I'm facing off against you for a minute.
No worries, I'll keep an eye on the scoreboard.
Don't do that. That would be bad. Let's see.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Insurgency on stream. Actually, I get bugged all the time because I talk to the competitive community a bunch, and they always want me to play in scrims and pugs and that sort of stuff with them.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's I would just get kind of stomped every single time I do it. There we go.
I just get the feeling you're trying to downplay your mad skills.
No, I am not very good at Insurgency. I played a lot more Day of Infamy than I have Insurgency. I know a lot of the maps, especially from watching them more, but Mikey had a long time obviously playing and developing the game, and he did a ton of Insurgency streams over time. I'm just catching up. Hopefully I'll be able to translate some early Sandstorm Alpha skills to the new game. Damn. Those are some crazy binds, Alex, says Johnny in chat. And yeah, I instead of you're on traditional like WASD, right?
Yeah.
So I actually move all my keys over like one to the right. So I'm on ESDF. And the reason I do that is because the caps lock key to me is useless. So I use like A to crouch and have like more keys to access directly. And my hands are on home row. It's weird, I know, but it's something that I'm used to.
You're right, it's weird, but it is smart.
Yeah, it is definitely weird.
Because you get a lot more keys to use on the left.
Yeah. Okay, I joined Insurgents, so we should be good. I got somebody in chat saying it's not weird. I don't know. Like I think it's just like I'm left-handed. Like I think that there's a small minority of population that uses different keys for movement. But if you ever want to try it, I would highly suggest doing it at least once to see how it feels. To see if you have extra keys and that sort of thing. It definitely allows you to type easier inside of games. Stuff Shark says he's left-handed and he uses WASD as well. But
as long as it's not the arrow keys, you're not totally weird.
Yeah, for sure. I
remember those days.
I remember growing up, there was a guy I used to play with that would use 2 joysticks for controls. He'd use one for head movement and one to go like forward, backward, that sort of thing.
Oh, I suppose it's a little bit like consoles these days.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, imagine like 2 whole like joysticks. Like you use like one of those flight sim like double joystick like type controllers. It's insane,
okay.
Man. I cannot believe that somebody would do that.
Sounds like he was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I take it this was like in the 90s or something.
Well, yeah, pretty much the 90s. Like early on, especially like, I don't know, Quake era style, though obviously mouse and keyboard was incredibly popular. Yeah, and somebody in chat said like using the rollerball mouse. I remember those, like people using those as well and claiming they were better. And so I bet you there's a small number of people that still use those as well.
Probably not out of choice.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
I'll let you win because, you know, it's your stream.
Well, I switched over now. So.
Okay, still says you're on.
Oh, damn. I think it readjusted us.
You can switch now.
Alright. There we go.
Watch yourselves, guys. Be careful.
Watch this, guys, on the stream. We're going to start winning now.
Yeah, we'll see. Or you'll be watching me spectating for a while. Something I'm used to doing or watching a bunch of competitive games.
Yeah, I remember I basically stopped playing Insurgency, not because it was bad, just because it was a couple of other games came out, distracted me. I think I was like late 2014, early 2015, and then I came back in like 2016. And it's like, whoa, like new animations, new maps, new weapons, so much new stuff.
Well, it's like anybody with a Steam library, right? I got hundreds of games that I have not played in forever or want to go back to. Whoa, we just got destroyed.
Yep.
Grenade launcher.
I think that might end up in his montage.
Yeah, definitely. Kill Alex on stream with the grenade launcher. Oh, the teams are super imbalanced now.
We're losing Alpha.
What other current games are you playing?
Oh man, I'm geeking out on old stuff at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been buying lots of old consoles and doing lots of quirky and interesting stuff with those. Recently I've been playing, like I say, old stuff, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, if anybody still plays that. And what else I've been playing that's more modern? I'm not playing a lot of modern stuff. There's not too much that grabs my attention or is doing anything, you know, crazy new.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I mean, that is kind of the industry where like people make something and then they remake it kind of over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, and you always get those, right? But I feel like it's really come to a head in the last year or so, because I pretty much only used to play AAA games like 2 years ago,
right?
And I barely buy them anymore. not because they're bad, just because they kind of do the same stuff. But at the same time, if you're making billions of dollars every time you release one, would you want to change it that much?
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not fun for developers, right? It's especially
True.
when you have your creation that's owned by the publisher specifically, where you have to kind of crank out the same thing year after year. Like I can't imagine, especially like being inside of like a sports game studio or that sort of thing, where you're just, I don't know, updating some player numbers and maybe doing some graphical polish. It's kind of weird to do that year after year, but I don't know. They're still doing well and making money, so it's a job.
Yeah. If you need the money, you need the money, right?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty like proud of our developers because they play everything. Like they're really into FPS games in general, so they want to put like the style of game that they like inside of our games.
Yeah, you can see some of the best influences from a couple of shooters already. I feel the good stuff.
Yeah, well, try to use the stuff that is gonna work well, especially for our type of game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to become Call of Duty or an Arma. We want to be somewhere like in between, which is probably the sweet spot for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Some guy just did a weapon check on me.
You didn't get the dead man's click? Whoa. Chill, my dude.
I make people angry and I don't even have to say anything anymore. It's great.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah, it's been so long.
What older console games were you playing that you were talking about earlier?
That's a good question. Mainly the exclusive stuff. I went and picked up a Wii U yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I got an original Xbox, if you ever played one of those. Remember those? The big chunky green X on the top.
Yeah.
The original one from 2001.
I've got one of those downstairs with the Duke controller, like the one that's the size of a dinner plate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never actually used one of those, but I want to get one. They look awesome. I think they're actually remaking those.
Are they?
Yeah, I think Microsoft's going to remake those. I can't remember who they partnered up with, but obviously it's going to be modern with like USB port, I assume.
You need Andre the Giant hands to really use those.
Does look pretty meaty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been using those. I've been getting involved with PlayStation 3s. I got a PlayStation 3 test kit the other day so I could record PS2 games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lots of old geeky retro stuff. I don't know if it's of any interest to your audience, but it's pretty cool to me. I like to hack them as well so I can load whatever I want onto it, emulators and stuff like that.
Oh, we got
some old Game Boy stuff.
We got some, I see MDMA player from the MDMA clan. They're pretty good, pretty good Insurgency clan that I've seen before.
Oh, okay.
So I think we got some competitive players hopping into the game.
Are they an art team?
Yeah, one is.
I need cover to light. I don't see any enemies at Alpha. We just taken Alpha.
All right, got Alpha. Didn't watch my 6. Yeah, the MDMA guy I've actually seen play before in scrims. If any other competitive players want to join to our server and join our team, that would be nice as well.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of more fun round.
Yeah, if you need room, I'll just leave and spectate. That's all good. I don't think I've actually played this map before.
Oh, really? This is especially like a competitive staple. New Sandstorm featurette. When that link, dude, check our Twitter, man. So if for anybody that is watching the stream, subscribe to our channel on Twitter and Facebook, and you will get updates when we post stuff. Or you can just check out our YouTube channel as well and get some notifications through that as well. And while you're at it, go subscribe to BlondBassist YouTube channel, because he's doing a lot of good Insurgency Sandstorm breakdowns from the perspective of somebody that is, well, in the alpha but can't talk about it, just like me.
Yeah. My tongue is bleeding too. And the fact that you want to talk about it but can't, I suppose, is a good sign that you actually do want to.
Yeah.
But I'm still not doing it. Huh. So you mentioned you've been with streaming for New World for about 6 months, is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Before I was doing
Cool.
production on streams and that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. How long have you been with New World?
Since May. Before that, I was doing well, I worked at a newspaper company actually for 11 years, doing.
Oh, right.
I was their director of social media, and I started off as a games journalist actually. So doing lots of game interviews with game developers and Microsoft and that sort of thing.
So what made you change to games industry?
Well, it's obviously like a passion I had for a while. Like I started off like at 13 years old writing for video game websites. So
Nice.
I'm doing this a long time now. It's like 22 years of writing and playing and have jobs almost inside the gaming industry. Whoa, I had some lag there, bad. The downside of streaming.
Yeah.
Still, it takes a while to get like your configuration to be proper. I've been working with the green screen for a while and still haven't found a one that works every week. I have to adjust it week to week. Team's doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'm positive KD.
I am even. Though there's other people clearly carrying us, like the guy from MDMA. Dendy.
Yeah, if he's Russian, he's basically a god at the game.
Yep. Well, you
From
should
my
see,
experience.
you should see the guys in competitive that do like pistol rushes and that sort of thing. We had one of those on the last tournament stream that I was on.
Like pistol only.
Yeah, like we'll rush in with pistol. Competitively too, like against competitive players.
Right, because I used to do that to troll, but if people do that like legit, that's crazy. I take it they do it just to rush to objectives and stuff.
Not well, no. Like they will use it just for like headshots and that sort of thing as well.
Man, I've got to start watching some more of these streams.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Especially like if you ever watch it like a scrim and you hear callouts. Like there's things that we're doing in this game right now where we could be talking about the ways in which or the specific areas that we're supposed to cover at any specific time. It doesn't work that well in like a pug environment, but yeah, it's crazy to hear like all the talk going back and forth and all the positioning and that sort of thing. Looks like we may be able to respawn here.
Yeah, I'm Captain B. I was Captain B.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, nicely done.
So that happens a lot actually in competitive as well, where like you have a point and you'll force somebody to go to that point. So you actually have like almost like a decoy player and somebody covering the outside.
Right, yeah, to pick off anybody.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Why are there Day of Infamy Commonwealth and US shirts but not Access shirts? I'm not sure exactly, but it would be kind of weird to have like, I don't know, a Vermach shirt. I guess it would be, I guess we could do it, but we don't have that right now. Can't wait for Sandstorm shirts. I saw Mikey and the crew wearing it from that Focus event. So I'm looking forward to having one of those in the future.
Alright, so I take it that, Alex, you're from Canada, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question that will offend pretty much everybody in chat.
Sure.
How do you tell the difference between Canadians and Americans? Because they sound the same to me. Because I mistake Canadians for Americans all the time, and like, oh, I'm Canadian. I'm like, oh, okay.
So the easiest way, well, it really depends. Like very much similar because we share kind of like a border and a culture and that sort of thing. But
yeah,
Canadians tend, like people always say Canadians are overly nice. It's a good quality, but also a bad quality in that we like apologize for everything all the time. So they'll say sorry a lot. Let's see, what's another Canadian trait? I don't know. It's very
Is that what you do?
Yeah, it's also very multicultural here because like the population is very low, so we allow a lot of people into the country. It's hard to tell like based on accent where somebody's from because like let's say a Midwestern American accent actually sounds a lot like a Midwestern Canadian accent. Chat is saying all sorts of hilarious stuff. Just say about. No, I do not say a boot. A boot is, if somebody says a boot, that's a pretty dead giveaway. Yeah, Canadians say sorry all the time. You'll hear me do that. Canadians speak slower, in my opinion. Americans can be high tempo, too high sometimes.
It was retarded. No, I'm pizza man. You're. That was amazing. I mean.
Alright.
Never used the word pizza man, been used in trash talk and Insurgency.
Yeah, not so much. One thing you'll also get in Canada is if somebody is from Quebec, especially, you get a French accent because about
Oui?
I think it's 6 million people in Quebec are French, French specifically, or French primarily. Though most of them will also speak English. We learned French in school as well.
Oh. I lived in France for a few years. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but...
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm
yeah,
definitely
I like
not
cheese
fluent.
now.
You like cheese now?
And bread. Yeah.
Didn't like it before?
Oh, it's... I never tried it, but I love it now. That's pretty much all they eat at lunchtime. It's great.
I'm a big cheese fan.
You're a big cheese.
Love cheese.
Beautiful. We're winning a lot.
Yeah, so far so good. Probably helps to have the pro player on our team. He's 18-3. Carry me. I want to be like Yoda on Luke's back, basically.
No problem, I like.
Don't fuck up, stay focused.
I always say it's also weird for me every single time I enter one of these games to hear Mikey as the voiceover. I know everybody else loves it, is used to it, but I talk to Mikey, so it's weird being in game still after all this time.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking as well, like, as Mikey playing and hearing yourself, that must feel a little strange.
Yeah, it is weird, especially when we're in meetings and that sort of thing.
Oh, like it.
Also weird because like I'll talk, especially Dave Infamy has all those other voice actors. Like I'll talk to them as well, and yeah, it's weird talking to a character that's in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I would nerd out too much if I was speaking to the guy who does the voice actor for Master Chief.
Yeah, it's strange, man. Like people have like this weird affinity when people start talking like that, right? Like a lot of these like conventions and that sort of thing. Like the voice actors are like huge stars.
Yeah,
Like, they look like regular dudes and nobody's seen their face, but they just start talking and everybody loves it, right?
Yeah.
Like at this point, Mark Hamill is never going to be as famous as he for the Joker as he was for Luke Skywalker, but I think people might have heard the voice almost just as much by now.
Luke who?
Luke Skywalker, dude?
Never heard of him. Yeah, I was actually watching a video of the guy who does I forgot his name. It's so bad at me, but I'm just like the guy who does the Duke Nukem voice actor.
Oh yeah.
Because he loves doing prank calls to people.
I've got balls of steel.
Oh yeah, he does all that. You can on conventions he actually does like 10 minutes of everybody give him, you know, your phone, and then he prank calls whoever you want. He's left some really funny voicemails.
That's gotta be fun for the guy that he can do that outside. Maybe make a little bit of coin too while doing it.
Oh, definitely. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Mikey at one of these conventions.
Yeah, hopefully.
Once Sandstorm gets super big.
Yeah, it would be exciting. There's a lot of people that want to play it.
know for a lot of people it doesn't cross their mind, but I'm actually interested to see how the console guys gravitate to it. I've seen the same comment repeated quite a few times in some of my videos where console guys are like, you know, thank God we've been wanting one of these games for ages. I assume it's like a lot of the SOCOM guys and, you know, just a lot of other people who want a hardcore shooter, right?
Yeah, there's a huge community of people that want hardcore shooters on console. I've been stunned the amount of people that want our game for console, because I assumed a lot of like the hardcore shooter fans were just on PC, right? Because that's just what I'm used to. But
yeah,
ton of console players want that experience, and the SOCOM guys especially have been waiting for that for a long time. Though we're not doing third person, I think that that people are looking for, like, they haven't had an option for that experience besides going outside of like Battlefield or Call of Duty or that sort of thing, and those aren't the most hardcore experiences, I'd say. And we're kind of, like I said, we're kind of in between too. We're not Arma, but we're certainly not COD either.
Yeah, yeah, Insurgency is that perfect mix down the middle. It's kind of like, for me, what Insurgency is doing is what PUBG is doing for that DayZ kind of style gameplay.
Yeah.
It's just like getting the highlights, putting them all together into like a 2-minute round.
Yeah, we've been talking about how to do highlights as well, like how to create people's own highlights while they're playing the game outside of just like them creating YouTube videos, because it's such a big thing inside of the game, like the clips and that sort of thing. So trying to figure out how to do that on a real-time basis.
Well, I'm not just saying, you know, steal these guys' ideas, but one thing I liked about Crysis 3 is, instead of a final round kill cam of some random dude that, let's be honest, we don't really care about, what it does is it gives you a personal highlights, like all your best moments.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting thing is, like, how do you create an algorithm that determines a good moment, right?
Right.
Somehow they did it with Crysis 3 and it worked. So you get like 3 or 4 clips of your best moments during that round instead of the final round kill cam, which is, I thought, was pretty cool. I'm surprised not many shooters copied them.
Yeah, well, I know that as soon as something becomes popular, usually there's just a rush to copy it. Like, we're gonna see a billion PUBG clones, right?
Oh yeah. Well, Fortnite originally was like a tower defense zombie game, right?
Yeah,
and then they just went total PUBG.
Yeah, I think that especially when you make something a lot more accessible too, especially like even graphically, a lot of people jump on as well. So Fortnite, I think, does that for people as well. It's like it's a little bit of a different style gameplay, but
yeah.
But yeah, as soon as the art style especially goes like cutesier, you get a lot more people playing the game for some reason.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't speed reload to dump the mag.
Garage check.
I'm watching it now.
Oh, I shot that guy. Got up, Sammy.
We got people from all over here today.
Headphones for the win.
That is a death trap in there. Look at all the bodies.
They were here when I got here.
Sure. Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Ah,
I think there's
knowledge.
2 of you left.
We got any on B?
Yeah, no, the other guy's covering from outside. He's rushing to B now.
Oh!
What?
I wallbanged him!
What? That, speaking of highlights.
Wait, did you wallbang him?
Yep. I was just gonna start spraying, but I got him on my first shot.
That was amazing.
The god.
I promise you I'm not using any tools to influence my aim, okay?
Sign them up, guys. Hacks confirmed, says chat.
That was disgusting.
Exactly.
I look guilty as hell now.
Okay, so apparently the competitive community is going to reach out to you. You gotta, you're getting drafted, dude.
Well, I just made a calculated decision. Someone's capping B. It's not us. There's only one tiny hut. I've got a large caliber weapon. Let's start making some holes. Fortunately, it was the first two.
Yeah, one of the people in chat says they contacted Gems, who's on the, well, I'd say one of the best North American teams. So if you can play with a little lag, you can play with some of the best players, I guess.
I'm feeling embarrassed because I know I'll let them down. I feel like I'm gonna get like lucky 20 times during this stream, and they're gonna think I'm good.
All the kills I get are just from being lucky. So, but that wall bang, Jesus, dude.
I've seen people on this map on these stairways. They shoot people through the bottom of the floor and stuff like this.
Damn.
So somebody's camping at the top of the stairway. They go downstairs and just shoot them from beneath. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, this is one of the most, I would say, played maps out of the bunch. So yeah, people have got this one figured down pat. Oh man, we got switch. I'm gonna have to switch over to your side. How to join? What's the server? I can give it to you a second after I die, which is sure to happen.
We just lost Charlie. Okay, we are taking Bravo.
Bravo stripping.
Nice. We just took Bravo.
Oh.
Alright, I gotta get to the point. Oh, we got Sinterklaas in here too? You've probably
That name rings a bell.
Yeah, you've probably done a test or two with Sinterklaas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I know him from. This sniper guy's got some lightweight kit or something, because he is like grease lightning. Oh,
Hey. Alright.
I think you're on center.
do you want me to switch to you?
Yeah, sure.
Seeing as you're winning.
Yeah, switch to the winning team for sure. I'm not winning. I've died once and killed nobody, so. Kalu, who runs the Insurgency gym, where a lot of competitive players play, says that I've learned a thing or two from comp players. I've learned nothing, dude. You can't watch something and get good. Like, if you watch like a soccer game or a football game, you're not going to become a pro at soccer or football.
Bravo outside admin.
Oh no.
Yeah, not good. I even saw him up there on the balcony. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this is one of those games I always feel like you put in 1,000 hours and you can always find something out that will surprise you.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's guys that are discussing strategies after playing thousands of hours each all the time on inside the competitive community. The right positions, what the names of things are called. Wow, Center Claus is owning right now. Our team is getting wrecked.
Oh, I had my sights on him.
Oh no.
We lost Charlie. We are taking Bravo.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting with like more competitive players going into test Sandstorm as well. If schmoes like us just get kind of weeded out.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be like the fodder that runs ahead and takes bullets for the pros.
Yeah, and if there's a strategy that can be exploited, they'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing Insurgency, MDA's playing Quake or something.
Look at the pre-fire. I can hear him.
Oh! He should not have won that. That's crazy.
Oh.
Oh,
Nope,
was he out of ammo?
No.
Thought I heard a click.
Damn.
What I will say, something that was in the trailer is peaking speed currently,
Yeah.
it might change, is really fast
Yeah.
in Sandstorm. But I really like it because you can quick peek and check corners. But I think that's the kind of stuff that competitive guys will be best to have a poke at.
Yeah, to see how it gets balanced out when they start getting in there. We do have some competitive players that play, but yeah, to get more feedback on that will be good.
Yep.
We're taking Alpha.
Okay.
The enemy just entered Alpha. Charlie is under attack. Okay, we are taking Bravo.
Also, if I was going to make a video about this, but I'll just give it to you as a stream thing. It's
Yeah.
probably old news anyway. When you're cooking grenades, if you hold the use key, you can hold on to it, but you can also jump and sprint at the same
That's
time.
handy.
Yeah, so you can cook a grenade and sprint with it and jump. But also, if you do an underhand throw, for some reason it doesn't cook the grenade. You can hold it indefinitely. But you can use that to your advantage with holding the F key.
Oh, for sure.
It's the small things.
All right, you got this. I believe.
They're taking Bravo.
There's at least one guy in Charlie.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I think you got him.
Charlie secure! He should have had me. They're still on C. Oh shit. Get penetrated. You can say that kind of stuff on stream, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, good.
we're talking like, think of what would be in the voiceover in the game,
True.
and yeah, like it's not like we're a PG rated game. Whew. Almost lost my voice there.
Oh!
Oh man!
You're gonna bleed out.
Sign him up.
Yeah, sign up email is BlondBassist.
Did I make you guys proud?
Oh yeah, yeah, you did it.
Okay, good.
I was
Normally
worried,
that doesnn't kill me, but I guess I'm really happy.
I was worried for a second, but you pulled it out.
Okay, good. Oh man, I've got a dirty mind, that's my problem.
Okay, we are taking Bravo. Look out, they are taking Charlie. We're taking Alpha. I see no enemies at Bravo. They are coming into Bravo. Brace yourself. You got it. We have Bravo. Bravo is ours. Hey, we're taking Alpha.
Oh my god. That was really bad. That was terrible. I love the sprinkler in this map.
Bravo is under attack.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Nice.
Very smooth.
I'm contributing a lot to this game.
Oh, somehow you're doing better than me, technically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, capture points. I'm so used to the Day of Infamy style mechanics where you just rush a point and keep on rushing a point over and over again.
Work as a team. Save Marketer for later.
Seriously, like, you can do work, but in Day of Infamy, but it's a little bit different. You definitely want to rush a point.
Enemies attacking Bravo.
Bravo inside enemy.
They're on Charlie. They're taking Charlie.
2 enemy inside. Broken enemy.
Taking Alpha. I see no enemies at Alpha.
Maybe help Bravo, guys. I'm alone. Bravo clear.
Great, we took Alpha. None of them are at Bravo. Bravo is clear. We got it.
Oh, beautiful.
There we go. And see that point total? 0 and 5, but more points. Accurate point system.
And I'm the one who gets accused of cheating.
After this game is over, we'll go back and answer some more chat questions. And yeah, we can show the trailer again, though. Definitely check out our YouTube channel because it's the new footage is on there.
Yeah, if somebody's starting out PC gaming and they're asking what games to buy, I usually recommend this one because it's like $1.50 most, you know, when it goes on sale.
Well, it is a decent, like, I got grenaded. Well, it's a good alternative for people that, well, if you're like a fan of Counter-Strike or played that sort of thing, it's definitely like a step up from that, I would say. More mechanics, lots of different game modes, that sort of thing. Sorry to the stream if sounds like I'm losing my voice, because I actually am. I am a bit sick, but hopefully we can pull this one through.
But you still reported in.
Still reported in.
Proper trooper.
Some guy in chat wants the brr shirts. What else would be on there, though? You need like a symbol. You couldn't just have like brr.
Yeah.
Like, you could take that in a number of ways. I think the majority of people are not going to look at that and think, well, that's an A10.
Everybody ready? Let's move out. You want me to do what? We've got hostiles attacking Alpha. Okay, guys, we're taking Charlie. Watch it. We are taking Bravo.
Bravo, two them inside them.
Fuck, they just took Alpha.
Alright, we got to get on Bravo.
Alpha.
Cap and C.
Hostiles are reaching Bravo. Watch it.
Dude, like, the moment I fall asleep, Sinterklaas is like behind me, knifing me or something.
Yeah, he's a competitive player. He is very good. We're down to 2.
Alpha has been secured.
Oh, there we go.
Nice job.
Let's push B.
I have a feeling someone's going to camp our spawn.
Probably, but there's a lot of players here, so it's a lot easier to camp a spawn when it's like 5-on-5 than it is in this mode.
Bravo, clear.
We've got hostiles attacking Alpha. We're taking Charlie.
Oh!
I got no hostiles at Bravo. Nice, we just took Bravo. Fuck yeah.
Watch out, left ramp downwards on the left.
Okay.
Turn in. There's a guy.
Yeah, I copy.
MDA just, oh no, I don't think he did.
Loading. Contacted Charlie. We're losing Alpha.
There we go.
Nice.
Close game, actually. See, already in chat I got people asking me to play pickup groups of competitive players. Dude, I'm not doing that. Ugh. Pug free. Alright, so I think I'm going to exit out of the game actually. So
cool.
We can take a couple chat questions and we can play the video again for those that weren't here earlier. I will do that now.
I need cover to load.
Yeah, so if anybody has any Sandstorm questions, just post them in chat. Will Captain Buzzkill and Corporate Stoner be in Sandstorm? Do you know who Captain Buzzkill is?
I don't.
Ooh, definitely look up Captain Buzzkill and Corporal Stoner. Hilarious Easter egg that was inside of Insurgency.
Okay. I'm just looking at it now.
It's Mikey's finest voice acting, I would say.
Okay.
I just posted in chat as well for anybody that hasn't seen it before, but it is an amazing, like, I don't know, back and forth between two characters that is just great drama. Great action, great drama.
Was it Captain Buzzkill?
Yeah, Captain Buzzkill and Corporal Stoner. Let's see. Will there be Steam Workshop for Sandstorm? Yeah, that's the plan. I'm not sure right off the bat whether we'll have workshop support for launch, but it's the plan to get it in and at least get mod support at a specific date. We just have to see when we're closer to. Please do the weekly fix of incorrect Steam IDs on the Sandstorm Alpha. You have to message me about that specifically, because I'm not sure what you're referring to. What part of 2018 will the game come out? It'll come out sometime this year. Sometime over the entire length of this year. I mean, it wouldn't come before today, but probably after today. So if you're looking for a specific time period, after today would be a good time to look. What types of guns will there be? Modern. Yeah, it is the modern combat game. If you've ever played the original Insurgency mod, it was actually called Insurgency Modern Infantry Combat. Will we be able to import old sound mods from standalone into Sandstorm? Right now, actually, inside Alpha, a lot of the voices and that sort of thing and sounds are from the original, with some new ones being added as well. Eventually, I hope to get them all at least replaced, but I think the modding community could probably add those in. Look for any more questions. Yeah, what parts of Sandstorm are you looking forward to, Bassist?
Oh, it's like when somebody asks you what's the name of your favorite song.
Well, I mean, like,
it's
what
like
game modes? I mean, like, I like playing some co-op. Excited to do that, especially how hard bots have been so far inside of Sandstorm.
Yeah, that's, you just remind me. I've had this habit of firing up. I never did this with Day of Infamy or Insurgency, but there's a map combination. It could be any map, but I've been firing up solo co-op.
Yeah.
On Sandstorm, and there's this one particular map and mode where, you know, when you get that rut in your head where it's like, I am gonna do this, and one day I will finish it solo. But, yeah, Insurgency, yeah, Sandstorm co-op right now already is pretty strong, surprisingly. Yeah, I'd say the co-op more so.
I honestly just hope it's going to be well optimized. Yeah, I hope that too. We're not through the optimization point. Obviously, we continue to optimize the game over time, but and as well, after release, we try to optimize our games as well. So we have to see. It's so far it's been okay, but we have had some, I know, lag issues with some specific things inside the alpha right now. But that always happens when you add new things. You break other things. So hopefully get those fixed for launch.
Yeah, it's a real alpha too. It's not like a pretend demo-y beta kind of thing.
I think Alex Ish, who is a competitive player, says good matchmaking experience, and I agree with that. That's something I'm really looking forward to, is being able to hit a game and get well, we saw the game we just played. You had like a large gap between me and competitive players playing in the same game. Well, hopefully when we get to Sandstorm, you'll be able to just hit a button and get matched with people that are of similar skill level and have some competitive games without having to go through steps of linking up with people inside of, let's say, the Insurgency gym or that sort of thing. You can just hit it and go in, though scrims are still going to be a thing for competitive players for sure. It's just nice to have games where everybody's kind of on the same level, so you can continue progressing. Will there be any innovations for night maps, thermal imaging, etc.? Night maps would be interesting. We haven't shown any night maps yet, but doesn't mean that night maps don't exist. My plan is to kill the Insurgency gym. No. Now that BlondBassist is joining the competitive community, we cannot kill the Insurgency gym. Yeah, do you remember you're getting drafted, man? You're in high demand. Like, if you want an agent, I'm only going to take, I don't know, like 10% of your total cut. But we can sign you up to a contract. You can get sponsors.
10% of nothing?
Yeah, you
Sounds
got
like
it.
a good deal.
Yeah. Just keep up that wall banging.
I will.
I'm actually going to do a giveaway right now. So all you have to do in chat is type in A10 for the A10 noise in the trailer today. So if anybody wants to win a copy of Dave Infamy Deluxe, just type in A10 in chat and you will be entered. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a bunch of people. Let's see. Any more questions before I lose my voice entirely?
Just want to say real quick, I've never been able to appreciate how difficult it is for streamers to do what they do. I've been watching kind of what you have to do. You have to play a game, you have to manage audio streams, you have to do, I assume, some program to pick out who wins at the A10 thing. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of multitasking.
Yeah.
You get more comfortable in front of the camera after a while, but I find the biggest thing that suffers whenever, especially I play, is the gameplay part, because I'm looking at chat and I'm answering questions and I'm not thinking directly about the game that I'm playing in. And I think that's something that, like, you can get comfortable in front of the camera, but it's hard getting comfortable playing and in front of the camera and talking to people at the same time, right? It's multitasking. I could not do this. Like, I was talking to Link, who runs the DGL, the other day. He does a bunch of casting, and having tons of different monitors. Like, I've got 3 monitors set up so that I can figure all this out. But yeah, you actually have to have almost like a production setup to get it to work correctly. if you're gonna host a show. Let's see. Dedicated servers people buy and use for consoles. We haven't got into that yet, but it might be possible. I'd have to check into what our developers are working on in terms of servers. Okay, so any last A10s in chat before I roll? Yeah, no map remakes in the new one, but there are influences from old maps inside of the new maps, at least like specific like small areas and that sort of thing, I'd say. And people have kind of picked up on that a little bit when they've seen some of the screenshots and some of the footage and that sort of thing as well. You may recognize some specific maps and areas that look like those maps. All right, I'm gonna roll. Congratulations to Rookie GTO. I will message you after the stream with your copy of Day of Infamy Deluxe Edition, which should include all the skins and that sort of thing unlocked. So congratulations to you.
Nice. Well done, chap.
Yeah. And yeah, I wanted, as we're kind of wrapping up here, I wanted to thank you, Bassist, for being on the stream. If you haven't already, go check out BlondBassist's YouTube channel.
Yeah. If you just type in BlondBassist, all one word, no E after the D, on Blond, you'll find my channel and all my videos.
Yeah, I will throw it in the chat now. So go take a look and
perfect.
subscribe. He does a lot of breakdowns for all of our footage and that sort of thing, and yeah, makes a lot of cool Insurgency content. I'm also going to post it below in YouTube, so you can go and check that out. But definitely subscribe to that channel. And yeah, anything you wanted to say before we go here, Bassist?
Nothing, but not in the NDA.
Yeah, that is
So
the hard
next
part.
time.
Yeah. It's hard not leaking stuff, and even when you work for the company and you've had a lot of experience saying what's in and what you've released so far, sometimes I just forget. So
yeah, it's not easy.
and people are constantly prodding you and trying to catch you, right? So hopefully you're not gonna get a lot of that now that people know that you're in. But yeah, appreciate you coming on today and for playing with us, and thanks for creating all the awesome content, and good luck on your competitive career in the future as well.
Oh, thank you. It's off to a great start.
Yeah, definitely reach out, teams. Yeah, because you got the next level pro here.
Oh yeah, no, just thanks for having us on, and yeah, it's been genuinely fun. So
yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot, guys.
See you later, chaps.